Coming up this week on Two Noobs, the Surgeon General wants to slap a warning sticker on your Instagram page. Will it help, or is this Tipper Gore 2.0? Next, a-hole protesters deface Stonehenge. Great way to bring support for your cause, buddy. Then, a new survey reveals many people feel older than their actual age. So if I feel 55, but I'm really 43, do I still qualify for AARP? And then we end with a Two Noobs sports highlight reel. What are some memorable plays in sports history? But nothing from Boston. None of that. Screw them. All right, start the music. It is episode number 195 of Two Noobs Talking. We are now, I think, officially more popular than Star Wars, even with just 95 followers.
Yikes. Yikes.
Yes.
So my condolences, John. Star Wars
Yes.
gravestone is up.
Well, you know what? The legacy of the 1970s and into the 80s Star Wars, and I would even dare say the prequels, look far better than what it is now. That's for darn sure. The amount of vitriol I have seen because of this television show of what Disney has done, it's unbelievable, unreal, guys. I don't know what else to say.
The public score, I believe, has now gone lower for that show than the Star Wars holiday
Oh, wow.
show.
Yep.
Which I have never seen, thank God, apparently.
Yeah.
But I hear bad things.
Yeah. 14%. I think I saw Rotten Tomatoes. 14%.
Yeah, it was 16 last time I saw. But
Yeah.
It
Wow.
shocked me that it's dipping further.
Wild stuff. Yeah.
Oy
vey.
All right. Well, let me introduce the peeps. I'm feeling spacey today, so over here,
Uh-oh.
it's Jovian John Tracy. That means he has the properties of Jupiter.
Nice.
Got it. Okay.
The planet Jupiter.
Thank you, physicist Steve.
Over there, we've got Magnetosphere, Matt Craig.
Nice.
Protecting us from cosmic
Why does
rays.
Matt always get the good ones?
Money laundering last week. Whatever Steve said this week. Crazy.
Yeah, last week he was money laundering, and you were just jaywalking. You were
Yes.
much better off than
Yes.
he was.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And I in the middle, I am small Magellanic cloud, Steve Murray.
nice.
Coming to swallow your ass in dust.
There you go.
All right.
Man alive.
Also a crappy week, Jebsman, because the Boston Celtics are NBA champions.
Yeah.
Well, that was
That's
a foregone
close.
conclusion.
At least they didn't beat the Sixers to get to the.
No.
like,
Yeah. And they kind of did us a favor for beating the Knicks in the second round, but it was kind of like,
Yeah.
Or no, they didn't face the Knicks. That's right. They didn't face the Knicks in the second
No,
round.
whoever exposed the Knicks.
That
Thank
would
you.
be the
Pacers
Pacers.
did.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pacers.
the Pacers
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
That would be the Pacers.
Yeah, and then Florida, like, you know, they're kind of doing that right now against
Yeah.
Edmonton. It's like, what? Really? We have to go 7 games, Florida? What's happening there, man?
I know, and the Stanley Cup final has taken about 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it feels like last year's Stanley Cup was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they started this series 3 years ago.
They really
Yeah.
should have gone to a 2-3-2 format with the amount of travel that they've had to do between the two cities. I mean, to go 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah, I mean that's
All
that
the
is-
air flights and
that is
they
a
should have gone
trip.
2-3-2 easily with that. But
Wow,
hindsight's 2020. But
yeah.
yeah.
Now, I said last week when Florida, I don't even know where they were when we set up last week.
It was like they were up 3
They were up
games to none.
3-0. That's right.
Yeah.
They were up 3-0. And I said Edmonton reminded me of the 97 Flyers.
Yeah.
As a one-line entity. I continue to stand by that
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Yeah.
comparison.
Yep.
The main difference, and I watched about a period and a half of Game 6 last night. The main difference is that Detroit team was a machine,
Yeah.
and this Florida team is proving to have some holes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the second goal, they had 4 guys like down below the circles, and
Yeah.
Oh, what are they doing?
2-on-1 coming back the other way.
Oh,
Yeah,
breathe.
I have no idea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's not good. It's
No,
not good.
not good.
I'm not optimistic about Game 7 the way the last few games have gone. But all you
Yeah.
need is one. All
Yep.
you need is one.
All you need
just
is
gotta
one.
win one.
Yeah,
Just
just
gotta win
one.
one. But
Yep.
back to the Boston Celtics for a minute, because I realized they didn't have to beat the Sixers to get there, which is nice. But now we're gonna have to go back to the whole you drafted Markelle Fultz instead of Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Ridiculous nonsense.
Yeah.
Even though we couldn't have drafted Jason Tatum, because if we were going to draft Jason Tatum, Boston wouldn't have traded that pick to us in the first
Yes.
place.
Yep.
But now we're gonna have to hear about it.
Yep.
Um,
That's why
fair.
I don't. That's why I don't live in Philly and listen to Philly sports. 'Cause I don't need to hear that garbage.
and
Oh,
the other thing too was this one of the more underwhelming NBA playoff seasons of all time.
Yeah,
certainly seems like it.
I
it
didn't
was- there
feel
was
like-
no. Yeah, there was really not like when even watching some of the games, Dallas didn't look like they wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Or they were completely overmatched. I don't know what it was, but they didn't really look like they came to play in a finals. It looked like more of like a summer league game.
Yeah, and I'm not even just talking about the finals. I'm talking about the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
It just didn't. I didn't get a vibe out of these playoffs.
There
I
really
didn't
wasn't
either.
anything, but there really wasn't any kind of dominant anything. There wasn't like, oh, well, look at this person did this or this person did that. It was more like
Yeah.
the stars kept falling out, and then you're stuck with Boston. It's like, all right, well, these guys, I guess, are good. I don't really care for any of them, but they seem to be there every year. So
Yeah.
And worst of all, Al Horford now has an NBA
Yes.
championship.
There
Yeah.
are.
God help me.
Oh, wow.
Somebody shut his sister up before she starts talking.
Well, see, even in the crowd, even our studio audience is really booing all of this. So it's
we
like-
have
Thank
to,
you.
yeah.
yeah,
Thank
we
you
have
for
to.
that.
We,
Yeah.
we were born to hate Boston, so
we are. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's in
That'll
our
come
blood,
into
our
play.
DNA.
It is. That'll come into play topic 4. But
Yeah.
for now, why don't we move into the Dubby Energy Fun Fact, brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Visit dubby.gg or download the app. You enter the promo code 2NoobsTalking, that's TOONOO talking. You get 10% off your order. Are you adventurous? Perhaps you should take the challenge to see if you can figure out the mystery flavor your energy drink.
Ooh.
Apparently, only one person knows what the true taste of this flavor is, and he's never going to tell you. So guess the flavor and let Dubby know what you think it is.
Oh, there you
And,
go.
with our promo code, you get $4 off the $40 tub of mystery
There you go.
drink.
There you go.
All right, John has the fun fact for us, having to do apparently with the Eiffel Tower.
yes,
Revisiting episode 194 and Paris Olympics. Go with it, John.
yes. So it's very simple. The Eiffel Tower gets taller in the summer.
Okay. Time out. How is that even possible?
It is possible.
How is that? No, come on. You have to
The
give me more
sun
than that, Tony.
metal. It's very simple.
Expansion.
How about that?
Very
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Expansion of metal.
Yes.
Heat.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. I know there's an example.
Darn that global warming.
Or lack
Can't do that.
thereof.
Or lack thereof.
Well, I think, I have doors, like external doors that
Yeah.
get a little harder to shut in the
Oh, yeah.
summertime because the heat has caused expansion of the material.
Yep.
So that
Yeah, same.
doesn't shock me.
Same in this building that I live in. Absolutely. In the commune that
Now-
I live in.
Now,
Yeah.
the real question, Mr. Tracy, is by how much does it get taller?
They do not
Is it
say.
oh,
Because
Oh.
they've measured it a few times and it varies, but it's minor. It's
Yeah.
minor.
oh, of
every-
course, it's like a centimeter,
Yeah.
probably. Or,
Yeah.
It's enough
half an
to freak
inch.
out.
for
They-
us.
They
Yeah.
originally set out to have that as a fact of it does it, but it all depends on the summer and the sun.
Yeah.
So it can go a little bit more, and then not so much.
Sounds like somebody needs to install some air conditioning in that Eiffel
Yeah, that's
Tower.
what I'm saying. Just or at least a house
Yeah.
blowing
Seriously,
on there.
right?
Like,
Oh, my
All
goodness.
right, John's got double duty today. He's got an
Yes.
over 40 rant. We hear me and Matt are clueless. So,
Yes.
John, What's
this
got
is
you
gonna
so
be-
angry today?
This is going to be easy. I've been on the road since Sunday, as you guys
Oh,
know.
okay.
I've left out to be on the road.
Yeah.
My
Undisclosed location up there.
Yes, but I
Yeah.
will tell you, I went to a lovely college town that happens to hold, the wonderful college of the Aggies. It was in College Station, Texas,
Oh, okay.
and I was not. We were so busy, I was not making myself food. I was going out to eat. So conveniently, out my window was a Chipotle.
My
Dangerous.
condolences.
Yeah, dangerous, but it was right there. So I was like, shit, that's a run down the stairs.
Yeah.
My problem was these prices in this college town. What the hell?
Yeah.
I have three. I went out 3 dinners. I was there
Okay.
for 3 days. I went out for 3 dinners.
Okay.
First night I went to Chipotle. For a burrito bowl, I paid $16.97.
What?
Oh,
Yes.
just a burrito bowl? No
Just a
drink, no
burrito
nothing?
bowl. No drink,
Wow.
no nothing. Burrito bowl.
Wow.
Okay. Then the next night, I'm like, well, fuck that. If I'm going to pay high prices, I'm going to go over to the Five Guys. I'll pay $16 for that. $19.98
Oh.
for a burger and fries.
Now, was it the little burger or was it like your typical like?
It was the double.
It was a
so-
The
double.
regular,
Yeah.
yeah.
So 4 years ago, though, that was like $11, $12.
That was 11,
Yeah.
20.
Now
yeah.
that's sitting up 16, and I got the little fry, and
Mm.
Yeah.
that's like $5 now.
And that's
So,
$5.
yeah, it was insane.
You might
Yeah,
as well
well-
just have like the fries, just that itself for your meal.
So
for crying
so
out loud.
here's the end of now. I'm pissed because I just paid $20 for Five Guys for one day, $16. So I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'm just gonna blow the bank. I'm gonna get guacamole next time with some chips. $22.50
Oh.
at Chipotle the second time.
Oh.
I was thinking about just going and get cash out so I could just do this in the restaurant because if I'm balling that heavy, like.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Yeah,
Wow.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And is that I take it those prices are higher than you would if you were at home.
If I was at home, that it's not even close.
You got the
Yeah.
college campus inflation
And
is what you
that's
got.
my
Yeah.
thing. Like, what
Yeah,
the
man.
hell are these kids doing? How can they afford to eat? I was literally 2 minutes off of campus.
Well, it's one of two things, Mr. Tracy. One, their parents are loaded and they're paying for it.
Yeah.
Or two, they've signed up for a credit card and haven't figured out yet that you actually have to pay that off.
24%
You know.
APR. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh
Insane.
my gosh. But
Yeah.
John, I just want you to know.
Yes.
Don't worry about it, okay? The Biden economy, build back better, baby. That's what it's all
we
about.
definitely build back better.
I mean, when you said you had an over 40 rant and mentioned Chipotle, I thought you were going to complain about being unable to get the blood out of your underwear. But that's a different.
I mean,
Story altogether.
that too, but I wasn't going to talk about that on the podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, what
yo,
do we-
Their jalapenos are real.
Yeah.
Like, they don't fuck around.
Talk about making it in front of you. My God. Yeah.
All right, why don't we slide into topic one, shall we?
Good
Speaking of
segue.
warnings,
Yes.
the Surgeon General wants a tobacco-style warning applied to social media. Apparently, Surgeon General Vivek Murthy on Monday called on Congress to require a tobacco-style warning for visitors to social media platforms. He said the mental health crisis among young people is an urgent problem, with social media as an important contributor. He has a vision of the warning, including language that would alert users to the potential mental health harms of the websites and apps. A Surgeon General's warning label, which requires congressional action, apparently, would regularly remind parents and adolescents that social media has not been proved safe. When adolescents spend more than 3 hours a day on social media, we're seeing an association with a doubling of risk of anxiety and depression symptoms, he said. John, you regularly rail against social media
Yeah.
platforms and Meta and whatnot.
Yes.
So what do you think of Surgeon General Murthy's proposal here?
He's an idiot, but this is when you need a home run in the 9th inning and you lay down a bunt. This is exactly what this is. This is that. I get it. Like, yes, do we need warnings? Absolutely. Why don't you try to regulate them like you do TV and radio, stupid? Like, start there.
Yeah.
Then you could put a warning. The warning is the Band-Aid to the problem.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They're just putting a Band-Aid over the problem. They're not fixing anything. Hold them accountable for the bullshit.
Yeah.
And guess what? Anxiety will disappear in children because they won't want to be on it, because they won't allow these things that they can just get away with because they're not held accountable by anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree, John. I think probably just thinking about this entire ordeal with social media, it is a definite issue in our country today. No question about it. And especially when it's in front of teenagers that don't have, and this is not meant as a slight towards them, but don't have the wisdom and the insight to really kind of handle negative feedback on things. Let's just put it that way. Put it mildly. Negative
And
feedback.
adult situations.
In adult situations. Right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Heck, even people that we know don't know how to handle.
Oh, dude, I'll give you a list. We can put them right on the screen if you would like to.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like I've even had to school people on Facebook a couple of different times talking, like, when it comes to politics, it's like, you guys should know better. You're 60 to, you know, like 60 or 70, and you're whining and moaning and complaining. I'm like, you should stop doing this. It's like, I don't know what you're attempting to try and do. Letting out your emotions isn't necessarily a good thing.
No, it is not.
When it comes to that, especially negative ones. It just shows that you're more of a fool than you are really trying to be productive. That being said, once again, I keep going back to this administrative state issue, guys. Where are the parents? Where are the parents that set the ground rules and say, you are not going to have a phone until I tell you? And if you are going to get a phone, you're only going to text me. You're definitely not for sure downloading Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, X, or whatever you call that, Instagram, Snapchat, none of that is on your phone. I don't care if you even ask to beg me for it, you're not getting it.
Matt's
Period.
kids will have no friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I would rather have them
Go
have
sit in that corner.
Well, no, it's like I would rather have them make friends in, person
Outside.
as
Yeah,
opposed
outside.
to just like making friends on Facebook.
I don't think the problem is making friends on Facebook. The problem I'm seeing, just because I have children, kids, friends you make out in, school and sports and stuff like that.
Yep.
They don't communicate by calling each other on the phone or even texting. They communicate via these social media channels, like Snapchat or what's the other one I'm thinking? WhatsApp.
Oh yeah,
Discord.
WhatsApp. Yeah, Discord.
Things like that. They're not communicating with each other. So it's, I get where you're coming from. I understand, the need, because I've been there.
Oh yeah.
But then you're
isolating your kid.
Totally, that's what you're doing. But that's by design, and that's the point of the TV and radio have always been governed by the administrative state. And still to this day, social media seems to skirt it. And it doesn't make any sense. They don't allow things on TV that you can see on YouTube. How come YouTube gets away with it? It makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't, John.
It is a lot of parenting, but there has to be at the top of the level, the communication. It's a form of communication. It's turned into a form of communication. And we're, as a country, we are too farsighted or nearsighted or whatever it may be to understand that it's a communication app anymore. And it's like, no, you can just do whatever you want over there. Yeah. But if you say the F word on TV, you're done.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, the TV and radio are not governed by the Surgeon General, though.
No, they're governed by
the FCC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a different head, but I agree with you. I don't know why the FCC completely, and it's
ignores it.
Legislative as well, I believe. But
they completely ignore it.
They wipe their hands of it.
Yeah, for sure.
The problem I'm having with this, and I don't see the Surgeon General. I get where he's coming from. I understand it, and I agree with him.
Nothing he said was wrong.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But just putting a label on it, I mean, there's something in this article somewhere, I think, that says it's proven to work, but I've never seen a person pick up a pack of cigarettes, look at the Surgeon General's warning, and go, "Oh, I don't want this."
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think
What I
so.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a deterrent to a warning label. I mean, there is some sort of logic behind it. I just don't think it's. I just think it's a very small.
It's not a
whack
cure-all.
at- yeah, it's a small whack at a big problem. Is kind of
Agreed.
what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to quote something else here from later in the article. He also focused, apparently he issued an advisory in 2023, and in that he focused on what social media doesn't seem to do. It doesn't always enhance mental health through the proven method of face-to-face interaction. For too many children, social media use is compromising their sleep and valuable in-person time with family and friends, he said in a statement last fall. At a conference about the youth mental health crisis last month, Murthy said, "It's no longer the culture for people to talk to each other anymore."
We got to change that.
Absolutely.
I've got one for you. I can't give you specific, but I attended a meeting where I saw a video of a disaster that happened at a gas station. I won't get into specific, but something happened, catastrophically. Dude got hurt. But weirdly, when we were talking about it in the beginning, the guy that showed me the video pointed out, look, that dude is on his phone like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
But and that I see it driving. I see it.
Yes.
I work at gas stations all day. I see it. What people are walking into the store, like walking through the throughway of traffic with the phone right here. It blows my mind how much of it is, and it's not talked about. It is one of the biggest issues in this country right now.
Oh, yeah.
Accidents, just people getting hurt, getting attacked on the street because they're not paying attention to their surroundings. All those statistics keep going up, and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. It should be talked about, Johnny, because I remember seeing a video, maybe it was just this last week, of like people walking around in New York City in 1995. And what do they have? They have newspapers. They're just walking around and they have their heads up and they're just looking around. And now you look at it 30 years later and people are like this. They're just looking at their phones.
When we were younger,
and sort of making eye contact with you, but it's like, dude,
they're looking up once in a while to make sure they're going the right direction still.
But it's like,
when I would take the train to work, and I'm sure, Steve, when you took the train to work before the phones became anything, when we had Blackberries and you couldn't get anything on them, like you would either grab the newspaper and you would put it under your arm. When you sat down, you would start reading, but you would be. That's what I used to do on the train. I would always, I'd be writing, or I'd be doing something, creative. But you're paying attention. Yeah, you're paying attention.
Yeah.
You're not doing it until you sit down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
You definitely weren't drawing when you were driving.
Well, I do realize every once in a while it will happen, somebody reading while they're walking down the street, but you don't see people walking down the street
exactly
like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's a hassle. This is less of a hassle to look. And I've yelled at my kids. I'm like, we're in a parking lot. Put your phone down.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention because somebody in the car is probably not paying attention. It's going to run your ass over.
When this was the big one this weekend, this Sunday. We were traveling up to we had to go pick someone up in Dallas, so I had to go from where I live to Dallas, which is like a 3-hour trek, and then we were going
a 3-hour.
Yeah, then we were going. Then we were going to that college place that stole all my money. So it was one of those things. But I was in the passenger seat, and we were driving on the highway, and we were driving at 70 miles an hour. And I looked over. I looked over to a dude in the car. No joke. You could see the Instagram logo, and it was right in front of his face, like this.
Wow.
And I said to my partner, I was like, that dude is on Instagram.
Yeah.
What the? I couldn't.
Part of it too is, guys, and I mean, you could probably speak more to this than me, being fathers, but I've seen it in churches, let's just say, where you have some kids that are a little unruly right before the service starts.
And they give them a phone.
And they give them a phone.
I'd give them a knuckle sandwich is what I would give them. Right
and it's like, back in the day, they take you outside. They take you outside the sanctuary, right? And like, what's going on? Let's talk about it. But no, what we've got to do is we got to throw and I've deemed it on the podcast before, a digital pacifier.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And we
That's
got to
exactly what
stop
it
it.
is.
We really do. If we really want to change the culture in all of this from a social media perspective, one way to kind of do that is making sure you're regulating time or whatever the case may be from a parental perspective.
I might
that
come
kind
off,
of a deal.
I might come off as a jerk in saying this, but I truly believe when you are raising children, you are not, it isn't a game. You're raising them to be proper adults. So when they get out into society, they're not idiots.
Yeah. And they're not leaning on you all the time too, Johnny.
I'm not in this to give in to you. I'm in this to make sure that you are ready because we all know, because we're in our 40s and we've been in the workforce for a while. People are mean. And you need to get ready for that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It doesnn't always go your way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely does not.
No.
I'm with Matt. You got to set screen time limits. We don't have phones at the dinner table either when we're at home or when we eat out.
I love that.
Absolutely.
Can't do that. And I tell when we're walking somewhere, phone better be in your pocket because you guys got to pay attention.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Either you're gonna trip and fall or you're gonna not be aware of somebody else coming and.
Yeah.
So that's important. But I sent you guys an article that after we did pre-production, which I thought was kind of funny and sort of ties into this, where there was a bride at her wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Had an announcement made when she comes out, please put your phones away for the service.
Yeah.
And people didn't listen. And so she comes up and she had to turn around and be like, put your goddamn phones away.
Yeah.
People don't.
But that's her day, and that's disrespectful.
Absolutely.
But that's the point of raising children properly.
Yeah.
And raising because there are some children that are adults that need to be raised by other people.
Yeah. Well, but there's another point there, which is how can you enjoy life when you're behind a screen all the time?
It's called
not
narcissism.
Everything has
Steve.
to be
Lex Luger.
videotaped.
It's called
not
narcissism,
everything.
Steve. That's all I'm saying.
Lex Luger.
They got it.
Lex Luger.
They have to update their own lives. They're not a part of society anymore.
Yeah.
They're really not.
Yep.
No. And my wife is guilty of this. When we have like the kids' concerts and stuff, I've tried to be like, stop taping, sit back and enjoy the concert. Take a picture, 1 picture, 2 pictures,
But I do,
put it down.
I do understand that you wanna. It's the same thing as the dude with the camcorder back in the day, or the photography. I get that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're missing out. You're missing out on that. You didn't watch it, so you're not gonna remember.
Missing out, John. How many times have you gone back and watched that video?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Nathaniel played drums at a thing I had on my phone for like 10 years. I never watched it. It was on my phone though.
See?
But I had it.
But if you watched it, the memory would be up here and you wouldn't have to.
What if he ever asked? No, but my youngest son that isn't my stepson, my youngest son, not my stepson. He told me the other day, he was like, I'm done. Like, if you text me if you need me, I'm not going to be on social media. And I was like, I'm not even going to ask you why. I'm just going to tell you I'm proud of you.
That's
like,
great.
Because I don't even care why at this point. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, work, school. I don't got time for this.
I love
And
it.
I was very proud of him for that.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
just to close this out, here's the reason this label won't work. I was at Batman in concert, Batman '89,
Yeah, man.
Music Center last week.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely great time. Philadelphia Orchestra did a fantastic job.
Nice.
But they tell you no photography or videotaping of the performance.
Yeah.
And there are some narcissist Lex Lugers in the audience who I see out of the corner of my eye.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Just watch the frickin' show, dude.
Yeah.
This is just going to replace me.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I'm going to record you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They're gonna you right back to what I said. There's gonna be warning labels. They don't care. They're
Yeah.
just gonna ignore it.
They do that because of copyright laws. Honest
Well,
to
that
God.
too. I mean,
Yes.
that's the reason they
But-
tell
That's
you
the
not
reason
to.
they do it. Yeah.
And you could be in trouble for violating copyright. There are,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
there are criminal penalties
Yeah.
for copyright violations.
You go to
not
the
just
pokey.
civil.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
go to the pokey.
yeah.
Yeah,
It could happen.
Yeah.
exactly.
Careful,
So I
felt
took a
dollar
picture of
fines.
my kids in intermission,
Yeah.
and that was it. I'm done.
There you go.
All right.
That's all you needed.
Except for the bootleg copy.
All right, we're moving on, but still with some narcissists, Lex Luger's.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
Speaking of douchebags,
With a capital do.
Yeah.
capital do, yes. 2 climate activists have been arrested at Stonehenge in England after spraying orange paint on the well-known historic landmark. The 2 activists responsible, whose names I will not read on air because I don't want to give them any publicity.
Douchebag
Douchebag
1
number
and
one
douchebag
and
2.
Douchebag
Exactly.
1 was 21 years old. Douchebag 2 was 73.
Wow.
Believe
You're
it or
a
not.
big douchebag. You got 73 years in and you're
Yeah,
running
nothing
around acting
better to
acting
do.
like this.
Yeah, but
Like,
nothing else better to do at 73 than to do that.
You're 73. You ought to know better.
Yeah.
yeah, you've seen
I mean,
some shit. Like, you
Yeah.
know that these young whippersnappers are stupid.
Yeah.
Why are you not
Yeah.
Like,
acting
I'm also-
accordingly?
I'm also not going to name the organization they were part of either.
Yeah.
But the action took place just one day before the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, when thousands of people are expected to descend upon the historic monument.
Oh,
UK political leaders were quick to condemn the demonstration. In a post on X, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said, "The organization are a disgrace." And then Labour leader Keir Starmer, who is running against Sunak in the upcoming election, said the damage done to Stonehenge was outrageous, called the organization pathetic, and said those responsible for the action must face the full force of the law.
Yep.
This organization has been known in the past for having interrupted tennis matches at Wimbledon, disrupting the London Pride Parade, and defacing classic works of art.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So, Matt, what do you think about these douchebags?
Well, I think one punishment for them would be to clean off what they graffitied on Stonehenge with a toothbrush. I think that would be start number one. But it kind of begs to mind, guys, about
Liberals, whenever they tried back in the day, you know, when they were protesting back in the day, they had a good idea of what they wanted to do.
but now it's like they just don't have any clue. They just go out there and just whatever, just deface whatever, they'll just do it.
What does that have to do with climate change?
I don't
Not
know.
what-
I
don't know, this-
wish I knew. I wish I knew because
They're
I know
not. They're
climate change is
uneducated. They're
awful.
uneducated people. So
Yeah. I don't know. It used to be like you could debate a liberal and it would be a good time. It would be a really, really good time to debate a good liberal. But nowadays,
Well, I think
You
you still can. You just have to find them.
yeah.
but where are they though?
Well, they're
I'm looking
educated-
high
they're
and
the
low
ed-
for 'em.
But here's the thing: they're the educated ones, not doing dumb shit like this. So they're not going to make the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was always that fringe back in the day, but I mean, they were fringe for a reason. Now it's like, I think you're talking about social media.
Well,
exploding.
yeah, social media. That's the
Yeah.
key. Now
Yeah.
they can do their stupid shit and be plastered all over.
Well,
the
yeah,
Yeah.
they can be seen by 30,000 people, and that's where
Yeah.
the narcissism of this comes
Lex Luger.
from. Because why would you do that other than to post it on social media?
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing it just to like, hey Phil, down the street, look what I did to Stonehenge, haha, as he's walking by. Like that's
Yeah.
not why he's doing it. He's doing it to have a post on X. They should just shut X down at this point. There's
Yeah.
no reason to even have
Hey,
it.
stay
Like,
on topic. Stay on topic. Okay.
They just shouldn't have it. It's the dumbest app I think on the planet at this point.
That being said, though, with this whole thing with Stonehenge, I mean, it's one of the greatest miracles, really, that's ever been created, I guess you could say, by man. And for it
Maybe.
Yeah, or
I mean,
alien.
or alien or whatever.
However we want
I
to
guess
discuss
that's up
that.
for debate. I guess that's up for
It
debate.
got there somehow. We're
It
not
got
sure
there
how.
Oh,
but it
yeah,
got
I
there
don't,
somehow.
I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just
It's
saying.
impressive. It's impressive for
Very
whoever did
impressive.
it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like, I think it's been attacked before, and they've had to rope it off, and they have to do it again. Essentially, like, what are they going to do? Like, have 2 chain link fences around this place? Like, I don't know what else to do.
My decision: everything should be just covered by armored guard. Just screw them at this point. Like, these people are touching things that are too important.
Yeah. I mean, they're clearly, and my whole thing is like, I really appreciate art. It's like when I was in the Netherlands years ago, guys, I made it a point to kind of go to like different art museums all around the country. And I mean, Van Gogh was amazing. He's there stroking every individual, thing on the canvas. And it was just amazing art that he ever did. And it's like, I can't even imagine someone walking into something like that in order to make a point and throw like tomato juice at it, or, pasta sauce, or whatever the case may be. Those people ought to be just beaten the hell up. And then they clean it up basically by a toothbrush to make them think about what they did. I don't know what else to do with these people. It's a shame. It really is a shame.
Apparently the politicians know exactly who these people are. So they're just people that deface property and go, take that. And England goes, that's despicable. And then they move on. Like, it's like, arrest them. Don't call them an organization. Call them terrorists.
Then I
do
can
something.
I can hear the complaints. I can also hear complaints now, Johnny.
Yeah, well, what about free speech? I've got free speech rights,
Defacing.
Yes, defacing property is not free speech. You're an asshole.
That's a crime.
Like, that's exactly what you are. You're an asshole. It's not free speech. It's free asshole.
Yeah. I
made up a word. There you go.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm not joking when I ask the question, what does that have to do with climate change? Like,
it doesn't have anything to do with climate change.
You go and deface Stonehenge.
Yep.
And that's supposed to win me to your cause?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Oh man, they spray painted Stonehenge. I guess I better go buy an electric vehicle.
It's the same thing as what was happening in the United States with the pro-Palestinian stuff.
Yes.
They were blocking roads, and every normal person was saying, that's not a real good way to make me listen to your point. It's making me late for work.
Yeah.
And this is the other hand. This 73-year-old and this 23-year-old. Why the are you not at work? You did it in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
One's at university and the other's retired, John. That's why they want to work.
I don't have time in the middle of the day to deface property because I'm working. I don't have time to step away.
Well, what you said about blocking streets, that's even worse. Defacing art, defacing things like Stonehenge, that's just going to piss me off because you're an idiot and you're a narcissist.
Yes.
Lex Luger.
And you're just doing it for attention. When you do something that is now making me late for work or making me late for whatever the hell I'm traveling to, or you're, God forbid, you're preventing an ambulance from getting to an emergency because you're blocking off a road.
Bingo.
That pisses me off even more to the effect that not only am I going to say I disown anything you have to say, I am actively going to go outside and stand with a chlorofluorocarbon spray dispenser and just wield it into the air.
Yeah.
And create my own ozone hole just because you pissed me off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the normal result of normal people.
Yeah.
Is when you do that. I remember a while ago, activists for this restaurant that was right around where I used to work was serving foie gras. And they were screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling. And the sous chef, a friend of mine at the time, walked right out with a bowl and ate it right in front of them. Because fuck you. And I was on his, if that would have gotten to a fight, I'd have been right on his side.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you piss normal people off.
It says
they
an
will
awful lot,
act
though.
accordingly.
Says an awful lot, though, when you have Bill Maher, who did exactly what you just said, Steve. Essentially, when you're talking about the pro-Palestinian thing and you're blocking off traffic, he's like, that's not going to win me over because you're making me late for work. I've got a kid, got to pick him up from daycare. And all of a sudden, you're adding so many hours, to that commute to try and get there.
Yeah.
And it's like, what a way to win people over. Give me a break with that. It does nothing to that cause at all. All for protesting, whatever the case may be, but do it in a way that's respectful, do it in a way that is honorable, and things like, try and win people over to your side. You don't do it by doing these types of things.
Yeah, it's through conversation and
one-on-one
presentation of
conversation.
facts.
Yes. Maybe a thoughtful post on that stupid X.
Yeah.
Right.
Mike
And-
with me over.
Yeah.
There's a reason that I didn't say these people's names or the organization they're with. And that, I think, would also be good punishment.
Yes.
That's part of the problem,
Yeah.
is you have the media will say, oh, it was so-and-so who did this, and they belong to this group, and this is what they were trying to say with their spray painting of Stonehenge, with their diarrhea.
And that makes them want to do it.
Yeah.
That makes them want to do it because now
Yep.
they're getting the publicity. Thank you. Publicity.
Yeah.
They're getting the publicity that they want, even if they're not going to win over the average Joe. Now their name and their cause is in the paper.
Yeah.
What this article should have said, and this was, by the way, I got this off of NPR. What they should have done was two douchebags were caught defaming Stonehenge for a reason which we will not publish here to give any
Yeah.
publicity or any justification or support for their cause.
Yeah.
And so they shall be arrested and stoned in the stocks at midday.
There you
Yes.
go. Bring that back.
And with the news that England has decided to side with us and place these two people in the stocks at midday, you can go to our website, twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. It's TOONOOPS talking, where you can purchase for $19.99 the Stocks Vegetable Pack for douchebags,
There
containing
you
plenty
go.
of lettuce, tomatoes. We've even got some onions in there to make them stinky.
Nice.
Wing them at these people. But if you just want to go to our website because you like watching the news, you can do that too. We have all episodes there all the way back to 140. And if you don't see one you like there, you can even go back to, it'll take you to YouTube where you can see all the old crap.
Hey, we should also
Wild.
mention too that we've added a new playlist on our Two Noobs Talking channel, Two Noobs Clips. So
Yep.
if you ever wanted to like check us out for like 4 or 5 minutes of various topics and even funny ones as well,
We
ought
got
to,
some.
you can check that playlist out there.
But
too.
that's bring your own vegetables. So we don't
That's
supply
true.
that.
That's correct.
yeah, that's very true.
Bring your own
Yeah.
wiener.
It's-
And for those of you who are audiophiles, we've got audio links where you can listen to the podcast all you like. And if you don't find one you like there, our RSS feed is available at the website, and you can plug that into your podcatcher and listen to whatever stupid audio link you want.
there you go.
While you are on YouTube, if you get to YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. We're at 95 subscribers.
Yeah.
We want to get to 100. It's just a nice round number. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, people. Okay, it's free. It just costs you your time and your dignity. Just do it.
Yeah, definitely your dignity.
Hopefully not your integrity. That's a totally different matter.
We'll work on that later on after you subscribe.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, I had contemplated actually putting a twonoobstalking.wordpress.com/wiener subpage. But
Please do.
on
Please
the
do.
website,
Oh goodness.
I
How
need to
come you
fig-
didn't tell me? Because I would have asked you to do it earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Do it. It's gonna just have a face of that dude from the National Wiener Campaign, and you can throw vegetables at your own computer screens.
I like it.
That's funny.
I like it. All right, moving on to topic 3 now. The sun in the United States.
Not the actual sun.
Yeah. Don't look at it.
Noted.
Don't
Got
look
it.
at it.
Okay. Yeah.
How old do you feel? A new study has found Americans over 45. Oh, so I don't qualify yet.
Oh, I
Feel.
call
Oh,
it. I'm in.
that-
I'm in.
I'm in.
They
Okay.
feel 12 years older than their actual age on
I'm
average.
calling bullshit right there.
The poll of 2,000 Americans ages 28 and older, split evenly by generation, found 55% of people who feel older than their actual age blame joint pain, and 45% have held back their daily lives because of it. Baby boomers in the survey felt an average of 14 years older, while silent generation respondents reported feeling 12 years older than their actual age, and Gen Xers, said they felt 10 years older on average. The study also found nearly half, 47% of Americans won't tell others when they're in pain, fearing they will either think they're too old or frail, 19%, are making everything about themselves, 18%,
Interesting.
or that they're overreacting, 18%.
Oh,
Let's
This-
see.
Interesting.
This poll is really clearly showing the narcissism of this.
Lex
Lex
Luger.
Luger. Good Lord. Yeah.
Like, seriously.
All right, John, you're calling BS on the average
Yes.
feeling over 12 years. What's your
Okay,
point?
I'm 45. I have not been 55 yet, so how the bleep would I know what that feels like? I've not
Exactly.
been 65. I've been 35. I feel kind of similar to that. My elbow might hurt, but who the fuck cares? I haven't been there yet. I don't know. I'll let you know when I get there, but I'm not gonna sign. I'm not gonna fill out a poll online to tell you that I feel like I haven't, because I went to the future. I became 55 for 11 seconds. I know what that feels like. I brought it back.
57, it's 12. If you're 45, you got to add
so
12.
57. Okay, so I
57.
felt like it was 57. I came back. I used Elon Musk's portal. I came back to 45, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a little similar to that. Yeah. And I get a little flabby here, and I wrote it down. And then I went online to some dumb Axios poll, and I filled out all this shit. Said that I feel 57.
Oh,
Matt
goodness.
is
Just
the
letting you know what I
eldest-
did.
As the eldest of the three on the podcast, what say
Yes.
you, sir?
I'm almost the same way with Johnny on this one. To be perfectly honest, I don't know how I could even remotely say okay, I know that athletically I'm not the same as I once was.
Yes,
This
we're getting
softball
old.
season definitely proved it. No question about it. It's getting a little harder to throw the from shortstop over the first base. I'm just making that right now. But
Welcome to your 40s.
welcome to my late 40s, right? I mean, that's to be expected. I think the idea of the additional anxiety, I think that always seems to hype everything up. When you get anxious, everything kind of gets hyped up. I sometimes suffer from anxiety and sometimes I work from that. And a lot of times what you just have to do is just sit back and relax, just breathe a little bit and just, go for a walk and stuff like that. But I think that the poll to say like, oh, well, gosh, I feel like 12 years older, that would put me at 59, guys.
Yep.
That would put me at 59, maybe even close to 60, because I am going to turn 48 in July.
There you
So
go.
that would put me at 60 years
Oh,
old.
you-
When my parents were 60 back in the day, they certainly didn't feel like, oh my God, like all this anxiety and all this stress that I'm having is going to make me feel awful like I'm in my 72. Well, they're in their mid to late 70s now.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here? I'm
Well,
the same
here's
way with you, Johnny.
Here's the
on
funny
this.
thing, Matt. Our parents are both in their 70s, and they're
Yes.
still running around like they
Yes.
did in their 50s and 60s
Absolutely.
and 40s. They're not sitting there going, man, I feel like I'm dead. Like they don't care. They're living their life, and I think
Hands
that's
out cutting the grass basically in the mornings on Saturdays. And
That's
it's
my whole-
awesome to see.
that's my whole issue with this. I dare blame all the millennials. Like you're sitting there at 40 now, not you, Steve. You're with us. Don't worry about it. You're
Yep.
sitting there at 40 talking about being 50. Like, shut up and live your 40s.
Yeah.
Like, just
Look,
Plenty of
be
time.
40. I got to
Plenty-
45 by waking up every day and living.
Yeah.
And I'm not, am I looking forward to 46? Probably not. I don't even know when that's going to be. My wife told me I was 43 for like 5 years. I believed her. Like, I wasn't checking my birth certificate. I was living.
I could tell you, having passed that age, Johnny, it's not that much different, to be perfectly honest. So you have nothing.
I really don't
nothing
think
to
it
fear
is.
on.
I really
Yeah.
don't think it is.
Same deal
I'm
with you,
getting
Steve. It doesn't really
graying.
matter.
I'm
Yeah.
getting the gray in, and now all just young people call me sir, and I'll get used to it. Right now,
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, we could still hang. Like I
I-
like the same music you do.
I have the same thing with a couple of the the youths at the church I serve at.
The
Some of them
youths?
will call me Mr. Craig, and I'm like, who's that over there?
Who's
I don't know who
that?
that is.
That's my
I
father.
hear Mr. Craig. I think of what do I think of? I think of my dad, but
Yeah.
he's 30 years older than I am. So it's little things like that. Hey, I'm 30
But you
years
got to
older.
embrace. You got to embrace it because if
Absolutely, you have to.
if people out there
Yeah.
calling me sir, younger people, I'm like, good. You're a part of a generation that actually knows
Absolutely.
something.
Yes.
Because I
Right,
know
right.
I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to tell you how old I am.
Yeah.
Look, getting old is a turd. Um,
Yeah.
2 months ago, I threw my back out, and it put me
Yes, you
out
did.
of commission for 2-3 days.
You also have separated your shoulder?
Yes.
Dislocated?
Dislocated.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
worse.
Steve's
It's
been
worse than
ultra
separated.
injured since we started this podcast. I blame him.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
So getting old sucks. This didn't happen to me when I was 25, but
Yeah.
I'm now 43, having had my birthday a few weeks ago. I'm not going to say, well, I'm 43, but I feel like I'm 55 with all these injuries. Like,
Yeah.
how the hell do I know? You're right. I don't know.
You're
Yeah.
probably gonna bump your elbow in like
And-
3 hours and be like, "Oh God, I'm 60."
I mean,
Like, what is that?
What?
there are days I get out of bed and I'm like, oh, goodness.
Uh-huh.
And I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
it sucks, but
Yep.
how do I know that that's a 55 thing and not a 43 thing?
What? Yeah. Why
I
don't
had
we?
the doctor chastise me when I sat down in the chair at 35 going,
This is
"Ugh."
where
He's
and
like,
this
"Oh,
is
you
where
need it,
Back to the
old man."
Future really screwed with everybody's minds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
great movie.
Can
But
we
Back
take
to the
a?
Future Part 2 was horrible. That was the one thing. It's like, oh, we go back and we go forward in time to do that. And see, that's what screwed everybody up. So,
Well, I've always had a problem gauging my own age, because when I was in high school, I'd go to the beach and I'd see the college kids and I'd be like, I can't wait to be in college, man. That looks like fun.
yeah, looks like a
And
lot of
then,
fun.
I'm like 30 and I go to the beach and I see the college kids. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to be in college. That looks like fun. And then I'm like, oh wait, I'm older than them. What the hell?
How did that
I should be
happen?
having fun. What the hell?
It's a very confusing thing.
Yeah.
And I've always looked older. Like when I was 14 years old, I took a trip with my baseball team to Camden Yards, and they were giving out these fishing hats with Baltimore Orioles on it.
Yeah.
And they handed me one as I go through the gate, and I go in, I sit down with my hat on, and my teammates are all like, "Where'd you get that hat?" I'm like, "Oh, they handed me going in." It's like, that's a giveaway for people 21 and over.
Nice.
And I'm like,
Victory.
oh. And then I look at the top of the hat. It's got Bud Light written on. I'm like, ah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Why.
That's why.
And, when I was in college at 18, I had a classmate. He's like, so how old are you? I'm like, I'm a freshman. I'm 18. He's like, oh, I thought you were like 30.
Oh, well, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I've always been very confused about what my age
He's been the
is.
older
It could
man
be-
the whole time.
But
That's
here's
right.
the thing, though, Steve. It could be worse. You could get carded at an R-rated movie, even though you are the actual age that you could see an R-rated
Which was
movie.
hilarious.
That is
That was the
true.
greatest story ever. Yeah.
That is true. You will
Yeah.
never live that one down.
Never lived that one down. Yeah.
Never,
exactly.
ever.
So real quick, can we do a poll that talks to every baby, to every senior citizen, and just so we can get this out on the internet, that nobody wants to get up in the morning, no matter how early or how late it is. Nobody wants
Nobody
to
wants to
do
get
their
up.
responsibility at
Yeah.
the time they have to do their responsibility. The ones that are responsible just get up and do it. They don't bitch about it. And we
They-
just
Well,
can
they
we?
bitch about it,
well,
but they
I
do
bitch about it all the way until I'm done not bitching about it.
But you did
But
it.
yes, but I did it, and that is the secret of success. People not filling out Axios polls about you feel like you're 52.
Yeah.
That's not how you get. That's not success.
All right. So, Matt, can we put you down as identifying as a 71-year-old? That way we may qualify for some government assistance.
Oh,
on
you
the,
probably
the
could help
podcast.
out, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe we could get
So-
some additional,
In
costs
this,
from the
in
government.
this economy,
And
Hey,
I'll go to 62 and a half so I can start collecting Social Security.
there you go. I'm
That's all
retired. I'm done.
It's
Nice.
all about building back better, John. Come on.
All right.
I mean, come on,
All right. As we do here on Two Noobs, we like to have fun. So, topic 4.
Love it.
Sad news this week. Willie Mays of who did he play for? It was the Giants, right?
Giants, yeah,
Yes.
primarily.
So
We're
Willie
not going
Mays,
to count his Mets career, but I mean, for the Giants, yeah.
yeah, that's like Allen Iverson on the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, it just doesn't count. Yeah.
When did that
Doesn't
happen? No, kidding.
right. Willie Mays passed away last week. And he is probably most famously known for one of the all-time highlight reel plays in baseball history, where he made an over-the-shoulder basket catch, not looking at the ball,
count. Amazing.
as he's running towards the center field fence, lands over the shoulder in the glove. And it was that in the World Series? Was that a World
I
Series?
think it
I
was
think
in the
so.
World
Yeah, I
Series,
think
yeah.
so. I think that's
Yeah.
what made it such a highlight.
It
Makes
was
it all the
Ebbets
more
Field, I
impressive.
think, too, because that went forever, center field.
for sure.
483 feet to center field.
Was it the Polo Grounds where you could
might have
run
been the Polo
to?
Grounds. So
Yeah,
either one
you
of the
could
two.
run to the next county and you were
County,
still in the
county?
stadium.
Yeah. Can you imagine like playing on a field like that? That's
I
crazy.
used to love playing that on the old MLB The Shows when you could play in the Polo Grounds and you get
Yeah.
Ryan Howard and you just hit the ball
Yeah.
and it was just land and you could run all around the bases with that fat guy. There's like 950 feet to the wall.
Great stuff.
Well, so with that in mind, we thought, hey, why don't we come up with a list of some of the most memorable sports plays that we've seen,
Yeah.
either
Us,
live
with our
or-
eyes.
with our eyes, either live on TV or repeated in history. Obviously, if we saw it, you saw a clip of it, that
Yeah.
counts.
Yep.
Yep,
for sure.
If someone tells you about it, it doesn't count.
Yep.
So why don't we lead off since Willie Mays was in the baseball? Why don't we start with the Major League Baseball? It's some memorable highlight reel plays that come to your minds.
Wow. Yeah. I think the first time, when we were talking about pre-production, I brought up Jimmy Rollins in 2009, the NLCS against the Dodgers. I think it was game 4, where he strokes this double. The Phillies are down 1, bottom of the 9th, I think with 2 out. And he strikes this double off Jonathan Broxton, and it just goes right to the wall. Like, wow, it is going nuts. And of course, we end up winning, which is the
Of
greatest
course.
thing ever.
Yeah.
But it was a beautifully hit ball. It was, I love it. It's one of the most signature Phillies hits. It's my favorite Philly hit that happened
Nice.
ever.
Nice.
I don't think there's anything that can really top it. Schmidt's 500th home run might have something to say to that. Maybe my 10-year-old self would be like,
That's ingrained in my head.
That's
that one. Yeah,
ingrained.
absolutely.
but Jimmy Rollins for sure, guys. That one sticks out for me. Yeah.
See, that doesn't wow me as much because it was a double.
Yeah.
Like, I know it
I
gave us
get
the
it.
lead. I mean, but
Yeah.
um,
Well, with
You know-
9-2 out, I'm just thinking like that. I mean, won the game and it was huge, and we obviously won the pennant
No, absolutely.
the next
Absolutely.
night and all that. So that,
Right.
but it was my favorite walk-off hit, my favorite one. Yeah.
if you want to talk highlight, I would go with the Matt Stairs
Oh,
clubbing one off
That
Jonathan
still
Broxton.
hasn't landed.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
that
That
might go to
literally
Mark.
still hasn't
Yeah.
landed. That is
Yeah.
still floating somewhere.
Yeah, but don't forget, we're not just limiting this to Philadelphia sports. This is
Yeah, this
anywhere,
is all over.
anytime,
Yeah.
except for Boston or New York.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't count.
Yeah, definitely
count
no
that.
Mets.
How about any-
I'll go for
Yeah,
Willie
Johnny.
Mays. I'll go. What was it? Aaron Rowan with
Yeah.
when he knocked himself out.
I was there.
Yeah, when he
I was
caught
there.
Were you?
When
I
he
didn't
caught
know
the
that.
ball, and the story is he said to one of the trainers 3 days before, I'm gonna have to catch a ball out there one time, and I'm gonna hit that fence if they don't put padding on there. And what happened 3 days later? He knocks himself like completely nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. It was Temple night at the game, and we were out in the right field stands,
Wow.
and we saw the ball hit, and we saw Rowan going, and then he disappeared because we can't
Mhm.
see to that
Yeah,
part of the
because
park.
that
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah,
For
and
people
we
that
went
don't
up
know,
the-
there's a cut in there where you lose fielders
Yeah.
when you're in the right field.
And
Yeah.
so we went off the reaction of the crowd that he caught the ball. We're like, oh, great, he caught the ball. And then it was like, oh, where is he?
he knocked
apparently
himself
not getting
loopy.
up.
Like he's not there. What's
His
happening?
face was all messed up. It was not good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
goodness.
How about
Caught the damn ball though.
it's
Oh,
too
yeah.
many plays to name, but Ozzie Smith
Oh,
as a shortstop was a human highlight reel.
yeah.
Anytime I seen him play was a human highlight reel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would even go Tony Gwynn batting whatever. Any AB that he had was a sight to behold. Anything that he did. I remember watching him in a Padres Phillies game up in the 600 level of the vet, and it didn't matter what they were throwing at him. He was just like single, double here. It was just like a display. Like like, holy cow, this guy's like the greatest. So you can't get
Oh,
him
yeah.
out. You just can't get him out at all. He was just amazing at that point.
Real quick,
Um,
just to on that topic of like when
Yeah.
you're watching something that's incredible. Miguel Cabrera in Detroit Stadium. I went to
Oh
see
yeah.
I went to see a Detroit game when I
Yep.
was there. and Miguel Cabrera likes to take batting practice. He likes to hit the ball starting left, and he just moves a couple feet each time, and he hits balls to the wall, but he changes by a couple feet each time, and he doesn't stop until he hits the right field wall. So he has to hit one to the line. So he goes line to line, and that's his batting practice. Then he walks away. One of the fucking coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's there forever, too. It was like a 45-minute batting practice.
Yeah.
Well, we can debate the validity of this, but I have now seen video footage of the called shot in the 32 World Series.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So that goes up there.
That goes up there
as well.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest ones ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Football. What do you think? With that sport, gentlemen.
I'll go Donovan T.O.'s first year in preseason.
Yeah.
When I knew what kind of year it was, when it was just like Donovan took 2 steps back. It was just like, I can throw 80 on a rope. And T.O.'s just like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
Like,
and he was running.
He
Yeah.
didn't even bobble it. Like, it just fell right in his, he could have put it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a preseason game, though. I'm actually going to go with T.O. while he was in San Francisco against Green Bay in the playoffs. And it was actually more Steve Young threading the needle through 3 Packer defenders as time was expiring to win the game on a touchdown. And he took a lick, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Too, so
Right across the middle.
that was an impressive
Would
play.
you think that was more Young or more Owens? Probably Young.
I think more Young. I mean, Owens obviously had to catch it, so certainly there was a lot on
He's
him.
pretty good
But Young had to put that. Young put that where only
he could get it.
Owens could get it.
Yeah.
That was pinpoint accuracy.
Well, and the fact that Steve Young almost tripped and fell coming back out of the huddle or out of the center when the ball was snapped up. He almost tripped and fell backwards. But yeah, he still had to have been touched. But yeah, I mean, he stumbled, regained his footing, and then threw a strike. I mean, that
makes it even better. Yeah.
And speaking of Steve Young, how about that 50-yard scramble for a touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings?
Hell yeah.
That was an
That's
impressive
iconic.
one, too.
Yeah.
And I'll even go Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I think it was the Chicago Bears one.
It was the Chicago Bears.
He goes. He like sidesteps, a dude goes flying, and then he sidesteps back, and another dude goes flying, and
then he goes backwards to go forwards.
Yeah.
There was a few like that. He also had one against the Cowboys in the divisional playoff game. How you doing, Glenn? How you doing, man? But yeah, it was that was an amazing run. Because he made like 6 guys like where what, and he was already like gone.
Another one just to bring the college football in. I remember Mike Vick playing against the University of Miami, and there's only 11 players on the field, but there was 55 missed tackles.
Yeah,
because he ran through people 4 to 5 times running down the field.
Yeah,
I remember that one like yesterday.
Like it was yesterday.
How about Monday Night Football? Was it Antonio Freeman?
Oh yeah,
had the catch where he fell down, and it hit him and bounced up, and he still like made the catch somehow.
Yeah,
and then got up and scored a touchdown.
Got a touchdown. Yeah.
Jason Sehorn did that too, but we won't talk about that because it's Giants.
Exactly.
And it was against the Eagles, so not happening.
All right, so basketball. I mean, you could probably put anything Jordan. I mean, my God.
Oh, the one against the Jazz.
Yeah.
In 98.
That was iconic.
The one against the Cavs.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
That one too. Any sort of Jordan things. I mean, you could even say with Allen Iverson against the Lakers, Game 1 NBA Finals 2001.
Yeah.
Teron Lue.
Anti-Sixer when was it Leonard with the double bounce to beat him, and
quadruple.
That was one of the craziest shots you'll ever see.
I think that's what broke Ben Simmons. That shot. He never recovered from that.
Well, and the fact he's a bitch.
Well, that too.
That helped. That definitely helped.
That too. Yeah. Oh, goodness.
John brought up in pre-production Iverson crossing over Jordan.
Which was
memorable.
Oh,
There's a great YouTube. If I can find it, I'll send it to Matt. That
yeah, we'll link it.
Iverson talk about it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I was gonna do my move, and then I just did my move, and I didn't think he'd bite that bad. It was awesome.
It's only against the greatest
I
player
love
of all
Alan.
time.
Alan's one of the best humans.
And for you young narcissist Lex Lugers,
yes,
who were not around to see Jordan play and think
Yes.
LeBron is the greatest
Yes.
thing ever. Jordan actually played defense
Yeah.
and was a defensive player of the year multiple times.
multiple times.
seasons. Yeah.
Multiple times. And
Yes.
so for Iverson to do what he did to Jordan was
Yes.
very impressive.
Yeah. In Philly, by the way, that was even better.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we also finished them with hockey, right, guys? So we're talking hockey. You got to start Lindros, I would think. And I brought it up in pre.
Yeah.
You know, the aerial pass with the stick flat like this, whoop, right up over on a breakaway, scores the goal. I think it was Kevin Holler that scored that short-handed goal.
I prefer the shift he had against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that one too.
Where he got his
Yeah.
stick knocked out of his hands and then proceeded to occupy the puck for like a minute and a half.
Yep.
Just
I
beating
remember that
people
one.
on the wall.
Back.
Yep.
And then he got the
Penalty.
stick back.
Yeah,
And
then he
I'll-
drew a
Drew a penalty and
penalty.
scored.
And
power
I'll
play,
go.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
go Lindros, Edmonton. Dougie Waite hooks him at the red line, and he goes in, and he doesn't have a handle on his stick, so he switches left-handed and hits the post. I
Yeah.
always said if he would have scored, that would have been the greatest goal in the history of
Yeah.
hockey, because he can't get his hands on his stick, so he just switches hands. Oh, just shoot left-handed.
Yeah.
And it ding. It's
Yeah,
like, damn
like-
it, if that would have went in,
Went in.
that would have been the
Exactly.
greatest goal ever.
And then against the Flyers, you had Yager gets tripped up on a breakaway.
Oh,
The
yeah.
puck bounces up in the air, and as he's sliding on his ass, knocks it in top
Yep.
shelf out of the air, past whoever the goalie was.
And
remember.
I'll go Ronick. It
Yeah.
was against the Rangers.
Yes.
The one where
Yeah.
he lands on the net.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was some of the
Yeah.
of the fanciest footwork I've seen. And
The best part about that whole thing was he toe drags the defenseman who
Yeah.
goes sliding out of screen,
yes,
and he makes the move on Richter to score the goal, lands on the net, and then they change camera shots to like ice level,
Yeah.
and the defenseman who got dragged
yep.
stands up and goes like this
Oh, looks
in
skyward.
shot. It was fantastic.
Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah. Goodness. There's a
How
great-
about
Yeah. Go ahead.
how about some non-flyer moments though?
I got
hockey-wise?
one for you. When the shootout became popular,
Yep.
Pavel Datsyuk, when he did
that.
the weird back drag where the goalie left the net, like
Yes.
Yeah.
that's still to me one of the greatest shootout things I've ever seen.
It
I've
is.
seen. Yeah. I've
Go
seen.
ahead, Matt.
Yeah. I was just gonna say two. Ovechkin's goal where he slid, kind of going backwards.
Oh, on Brian Boucher.
Oh yeah, and he
Brian-
shot he shot the puck.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
shot the
that
puck
one-
from like his neck level.
Yeah.
Like,
Kind of back
somehow.
behind, and I don't know how you did that, but he did.
Yeah,
it.
he's ridiculous. That's
Then
it.
another one was Steve Yzerman against the Blues in the playoffs. That was against it's against the Blues in Detroit, where he shot the puck from the blue line, beat Grant Pure, like bar down. It was like one of the best goals I think I've ever seen. You know, highlight. That's like iconic. I hate Detroit, but at the same time, it's like you got to respect that goal. That was
Yeah, oh
an
yeah, absolutely.
unbelievable shot by a world-class player and a Hall
Yeah.
of Famer for
Well,
sure.
Going back to Datsyuk, he does that back drag move
Yep.
often,
Yeah,
but he did one against Chicago where he does it, and then he just does this little like dinky flip,
Yeah,
because I think
Yeah.
Crawford was expecting it, so he comes across and he does this little flip, and Crawford like is
he
crawling
flips
back.
it over. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
crazy.
It's also like the Peter Forsberg one he did where he does the fake shot and then he puts it around you. Like
Yeah.
that one, all the young kids did that for the longest time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that in the Olympics, I think.
Yeah,
they
they
made
He
a
did.
they made a
strong hand,
stamp out.
strong hand, and you look like you're gonna snapshot it, and he just takes the puck with the other hand. Like, oh, I'll just put
Crazy.
it around you.
I'll just put it around you over here. Yeah, they called it the Forsberg goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
For years.
I would have called the Matthew Tkachuk sliding to save an empty net goal the other night
Yeah, but
a top play, except McDavid then scored 2 seconds later. But
Sorry,
I-
choking over
that was impressive effort.
Oh, very
pumped the
much so.
chuck because, I mean,
Yeah.
that puck was practically on the goal line
Yeah.
when he rescued it.
And he
with the
rescued
stick.
it.
What
Yeah,
about what
absolutely.
about just another Philly one? Didn't Mike Richards fall down and score
The
in a
shift.
playoff at one time?
Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't
They
he just
collided
fall-
with a goalie.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
and he still
Yeah.
scored?
Yeah.
I give him credit. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
like him as a
It
person.
was a
but
huge
hey.
shift. Yeah. Yeah. Short-handed,
Yeah, that
too,
was-
I think. It was that goal. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a shorty. That's what I remember. I remember just shorty. He fell down. I don't remember much.
Yeah, I remember watching that one live. That was something else. Yeah.
Yeah. How about another Yager one? Stanley Cup Finals against
All of them?
Chicago.
Well,
Every
When
goal
he
he ever scored.
comes, yeah, he comes out of the corner, surrounded by Blackhawks, and still manages to score a backhand goal.
He
After
was-
walking 4 of them.
He was too good. Thank God they didn't have shootouts back then.
when is he going
That
to
would
get
be-
elected?
That would have sucked.
I was just going to say, like, when is he going to get elected to the Hall of Fame? And can we have it happen, like, right now?
The fact
Seriously.
Don't you have to retire?
I think
Yes.
you do, yeah.
But
He's
the
still
fact they
playing.
haven't just had a meeting and be like, this dude's going to play until he's 70.
Yeah, like, first ballot. Yeah, can we just, like, put him in now before he hangs
So
it up?
the biggest lore about Gordie Howe was that he played in 800 different generations, and he was
Yeah.
a tremendous hockey player through
Yep.
all the stories you heard from every generation.
Yep.
Yager is going to obliterate that if he keeps playing. He's
Yeah.
he is still as good as he was when he was 21. He's different, but he's still that good. If you look
He's
at
just,
him,
he's just adopted.
he's smarter now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever he loses, he gains in wisdom. So if
52.
he loses the shot, he lost the shot a long time ago. We know this with the
Yeah.
Flyer year. He lost the
Yep.
shot, but he gained the pass.
Yeah.
He
Well, he's
lost.
adapted his game.
Yeah,
big time.
he's lost the big body. I can move around you. I can drag you
Right?
to. I can set up and post. I can play. I can play a different way, and he just keeps doing it.
Yeah. 52 years old, by the way, Jens.
He's
Yager.
gonna
How
play
about,
to 70.
Yeah.
How about, because I remember watching this and laughing hysterically, TJ Oshie going
Yep.
over and over again in
Yeah.
the shootout against Russia in the Olympics.
Oh yeah, but probably
Crazy.
one of the greatest. Probably one of the greatest.
Because it
That's
was
a-
like he had to score every single time.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And he did.
And he did.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean,
it was
I
just
talk
funny
about
because
pressure.
Russia would, he had to go, you get 3 shooters, they have
Yep.
to be different. And then after that, you can use whoever you want.
Yeah.
So Oshie goes first, I think, and then they had 2 others, and Russia sends their 3 out. And then, like, Russia would send,
A different player.
they would send, like, Kovalchuk.
yeah.
And then they would send, and they would cycle through, like, 2 or 3 guys. And then every time they would go back to center ice to see who the U.S. shooter was, and it was Oshie,
Oshie.
with his stick on his knees.
Because there
getting
was no,
ready to go.
because there was no rule against it. Keep going,
Just
kid.
amazing. Just amazing.
You're good. Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and they ended up winning, which
And they
was
won
pretty
it.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So let's end it on probably something Steve's son was named after.
Oh,
The
Primo.
longest
Oh yeah,
game ever. We all could talk about it. The Keith Primo pull-up shot.
Yeah.
yes.
That has to
That
be
one-
that has to be on the list. Like
That's got to be on there. The Gagne goal against Boston, game 7.
yes.
Power play goal with 7 minutes left. The game winner in game 6 against Tampa in 2000. That's another one that could get up there.
Yeah.
But the Primo goal also in that same series to tie it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my God, that move was unbelievable. The shot behind the boards, and he kicks it with his foot to the other side of the net. And he slam dunks it behind and as Gary Dornoff would
Yeah,
like to
whatever
say,
his
could
name
never
is.
say his name right. It was great.
Right. And I have a picture of the same series up on the wall over here
Wow.
Nice.
after he scored a shorthanded goal on a 2-on-1.
Yeah,
And I believe that is when Bill Clement made the comment of, with that goal, the legend
of
Of
Keith
Keith
Primo.
Primo.
Yes.
Yeah,
continues. in
Yeah.
this
One of the
series.
best captains ever in the history of the
no doubt. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's easily
No
got to be
doubt.
top 3 in the
Yeah.
team's history.
Just memorably, I remember when he played for the Hurricanes, and he knocked Eric Lindros
Number
stick
55.
out he
Yeah,
knocked Lindros's stick out of Lindros's hand. So Lindros grabbed Primo's stick and started
My
playing with it.
That's my stick.
That was pretty
How
cool.
about that story, right? My God,
Yeah.
that's unbelievable.
All right. Well, that concludes episode 195. We hope you could look up, because we'll probably get copyrighted if we try to post any of these.
Oh,
so you're
yeah,
gonna have to look
okay.
these all up for
Yeah.
We'll have
yourself.
still pictures. We'll find still pictures.
Okay, there you go.
There
I
you
like
go.
that. We're still probably violating copyrights, but
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Kiss my ass,
Chill.
YouTube.
right. So that concludes episode 195. We hope you will not go out and deface Stonehenge or any other national monument as a result of listening to us, because we know
Statues
that we
of Joe
influence you.
Biden do not count.
John, come
Oh.
on.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
John will not be here next week, as he'll be in jail for
If you're
inciting
in
riots.
if you're in Delaware and there is a statue, I'm just saying.
I don't know
P-
that
PR.
anyone would put up a statue of Joe Biden.
Nobody's
That's
that stupid. So
No. And on that note,
It's probably
Let's
easier
wrap it.
to deface Joe Biden. But, all right, Matt's pushing us along. We're devolving. All right, well, we'll see you again next week for some more debauchery. But until then, get out.
thanks for checking out this episode of Two Noobs Talking. For more information about our podcast, feel free to check out our website located at twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. And we'll see you next week.